We had 3 children. David was the first. He was a beautiful baby. In fact, I remember clearly still when the old grannies used to come past the house and chat to Naomi and look in the pram and say, "Ach, shame." You know, that is an expression that the average South African Afrikaner is, "Oh, shame," when they say, "Oh, isn't this beautiful?" He was a bright little chap. In fact, we were sure that David was going to become a musician. At an early age, he learned to switch on the wireless, which we had, and he would shake his little bottom, and Naomi was convinced he'd be a musician. He already recognized tunes. And we sent him for music lessons when he got to 5, 6 years old, I can't remember. But David didn't do well to music. And one day we met the music teacher and said, "Why is David not making it?" Naomi could play the piano as well. And she saw that this child is not making any progress. So the music teacher said, because every other week he came with a bandage on his hand and he couldn't play. Bandage on his hand? Yes. So we checked out on this. David used to go to my African orderly across the road where my rooms were, get him to bandage his fingers on the days he had to go for the music. He didn't like music. So we stopped that. That was number 1. Michael was also a good-looking baby, looked like the Nathans, looked like Naomi. And I must intervene here and tell you that one day, walking down the street in Elof Street, Johannesburg, somebody stopped him. He was then a young adult, and a person that he didn't know and she'd never met. And she said, "Are you perhaps a Rudolph?" He said, "Yes." He said, "You must be Naomi Rudolph's son." Such was the resemblance. Michael was the sportsman of the family. Played good rugby, played for the school, played for Wits, top teams, and was in fact playing for Transvaal at one stage. But he was prone to accidents. Shortly after the season started, he was in bandages or plaster or something. But when he did play, he played extremely well. Also on the wing, and was really fast.
Were you faster? You did the 100 yards in 11.5.
I think Michael would have beaten me. Well, it was number 3. She was born in Middelburg Hospital. At that stage, this newfangled thing of laughing gas, no, not laughing gas, something else, to make the birth easier. One of the gases, I can't remember which it was. And she asked my partner, who was going to deliver her Max Pats, whether he said, "No, forget about it, that's for the customers, not for us." But anyway, she persuaded him and he said, "Okay," and he set it all up. And they called us, we were both at the rooms at the time, and they called us and said she's going to deliver soon, and Max and I rushed up to the hospital, and Max said, "Oh, you're not going to have your baby for an hour or 2. We went up to the doctor's room and we ordered some coffee, and while we were having the coffee, suddenly they called us from downstairs, "Hurry, hurry!" But by the time Max got there, the baby was born. So Naomi accused him and said, "You know, this stuff you gave me didn't help at all." He said, "Why not?" And he looked, he said, "Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I forgot to put the stuff into the bottle." She never forgave him for that. She said she nearly chewed that bottle up and nothing happened. She didn't feel any comfort from it.
And Mo was your daughter, your special
Mo was my daughter. I got so excited, I ran up and down the corridors in the hospital saying, "I've got a girl, we've got a girl." And so much so that I forgot to register her. And 6 years later, when we relocated to Johannesburg and she had to go to a new school, they said, "We need her birth certificate." And we realized then that she had no birth certificate. And I had to get affidavits from the doctor and from the nurse who delivered her to say that she was born at Middelburg, and we got a birth certificate for her.
Soon after we moved to Johannesburg, having moved to Cyrildene in the beginning, Mom and Dad built this house, and we all were raised here until we got married and moved out, and then after that Merle and Leon took over the house, and so it remained the family heritage for many years.
So Michael, I mean, it's very different now with this wall here, right?
Yeah, it is, but we used the Maritzburg grounds for playing soccer and rugby, and we had good friends across the road where we played tennis, and it was really a great time at Gerrard Street.
And Dad was away working a lot of the time.
Oh, he did. That was at his peak of working, starting early in the morning, coming home late at night, but he still found time to spend with us. Yeah.